Hi everyone, my name is Bianca Anne Lawson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be talking to you about home remedies for little babies, okay? So children for under the age of 1 year old, but you can use this for any baby and also toddlers or anyone, but these are my suggestions for what I've used for a baby. This is, so I'm not a doctor. I am not a professional. I'm not even a nutritionist. I don't have any real credibility. So I just want to mention that it's just for informational purposes only. So this is just what I've learned from other moms and from other people who've tried these remedies. And honestly, it's helped me so much. And one of the books that I give credit to, which I really, really appreciate and has amazing reviews, if you are interested in more home remedies, it's from Rachel Weaver, and it's Be Your Own Doctor 101 Stories. So she has this book. She also has a book on backyard pharmacy and how to be your own pediatrician, okay? So those books I highly recommend. I think they have like 4.7 stars on 5, and like so many people have bought from Rachel Weaver. She's a Christian stay-at-home mom and has many kids, so she's been through it all, and she gives all these advice, these testimonials and recipes in her book. And so it's from another Christian mom that I learned these recipes. So there's some things that I use from her book. There's others that I've come up from other books, other resources. And then there's some that I've kind of just changed a little bit of the recipe to fit my own situation, what I prefer, and with what I have. So I just want to mention that, okay? So before we begin, I will let you know that I am a Christian stay-at-home mom, and I am passionate about natural health. And this is what I want to share with you, because I know a lot of the times we can go to doctors for things, which can be helpful. But at the same time, if you are worried about killing your baby's gut flora and microbiome with the antibiotics, and that they get sick with something else and they have no immune system because of the previous antibiotics, then these are home remedies that will help not kill the gut flora, but use your common sense, use your logic. If you feel like you need to seek medical advice, do that. And always check in with other professionals as well. So yeah, I just want to mention that, okay? So since I have a little 4-month-old baby, I've been really just passionate about looking to see what can help her, as she's been sick for a few months with different things. It was like one thing after the next. And what has helped so far has been a garlic salve. So I've made a garlic salve using about 6 to 8 cloves of fresh raw garlic. I put that in the blender. And most recipes will call for half a cup of coconut oil and like 2 tablespoons of olive oil, but I use it the other way around. So instead of half a cup of coconut oil, I use half a cup of olive oil and about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The reason being is that once you blend it and you put it in the fridge, it solidifies and it becomes really hard. With coconut oil, it solidifies to the point where it's hard to actually scrape it out. But the olive oil makes it more spreadable. So I prefer that ratio over the ratio with the coconut oil, okay? And then I'll add about 5 to 10 drops of lavender oil or eucalyptus, okay? And I'll put that into the blend. And I'll be applying that to the baby's chest, the back, the spine, and her feet. And sometimes when I'm really desperate, I'll put it all over her body except for her hands and her face. And I make sure that her hands don't rub up against her body and she doesn't put that in her mouth, okay? So you do want to make sure that you give baby clothes that you don't mind soiling or getting oily because it will most likely stain the clothes. The baby will smell like a roast chicken or a roast beef. So those are things to keep in mind. I know it's not always everyone's favorite smell to smell garlic, but it's a small price to pay instead of having your baby really sick. So garlic is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and has so many amazing properties and benefits. Its main active ingredient is allicin. I think I'm saying that correctly. So this goes into the bloodstream and fights directly the viruses and the bacteria. So this is amazing to treat coughs and colds, and has been one of those old ancient remedies that our grandmothers would use. So you would have this in the fridge for about 2 weeks, and then after that you would discard it. But you try to use it at every breastfeeding or every changing of the diaper if your baby has a bad cough, and you would apply that as much as you can. And I prefer making smaller batches at a time and then bigger batches, because again, you don't want to waste it, and the fresher it is, the more potent it is, and the more potent it is, the more it will be easier to actually apply, actually to fight off whatever it is that is attacking your baby's system. So think of produce that's in the fridge. If it's been there for a long time, the nutrients will start to degrade. So I think of the same thing with the garlic salve, which is not really a salve because there's no wax in it, but the garlic ointment. You want to make smaller batches so it's fresher, and it does its job in actually healing the child. Okay, so you can use that for the baby, you can use that for the toddler, you can use that for an adult, and you would apply that as much as you can until the symptoms subside completely. Okay, so it's not like antibiotics where you'll use it less. You have to be more frequent with natural treatments, and consistency is key. Okay, there's the onions in the sock, the onions in the chest, and on the back. That is another treatment. So you would grab a cotton cheesecloth and you cut up a Spanish onion, a yellow onion, and you can sprinkle some salt. You can lightly microwave it maybe for about 5-10 seconds. Check on your forearm to see if it's not too hot before applying on the child, and you put that in the cotton cheesecloth, and you apply that on the back, the chest, and the feet. And this is to break up all the hardened mucus that has been built up in the lungs, and it will help to have more of a productive cough and to pull out all of those toxins. So again, onion is part of the garlic family, and it's also antiviral and antibacterial. My light just gave out, so don't mind that. But yeah, so those that the onion is really, really helpful as well. But with a baby, the onion can be pretty strong if you put it on the chest, and it can be pretty potent. So you can do it more on the back and the feet, especially during nighttime, to help with the coughing episodes. Okay, so that has been really, really productive. And the other thing that I do is I also put a drop of lavender, a drop of Breathe Easy or Easy Air from doTERRA, which are very therapeutic grade oils. And I'll put I'll squirt like some coconut oil, almond oil, olive oil, whatever carrier oil you have. And I mix that in my hands and I apply that all over the body, especially the chest area. And that will help to open up the lungs and soothe the irritated and inflamed bronchioles, okay? And assist for a better breathing. So the doTERRA oils, essential oils, are amazing. And if you are interested, let me know, because I do have an account with them, and you can only get their oils through an advocate, an essential oils advocate. So I would be your advocate, and if you would have any questions about essential oils, if you want to open an account and have your own account and be able to buy them, then you would have to go through me first, and then after that you can have your own oils whenever you want. Okay, so I can give you a free 1-hour workshop explaining you the basics of essential oils, so you know how to use them safely and correctly. All right, so carry on to that. So another thing is that, let's say if your baby has a lot of coughing, hydrating your baby, making sure that you breastfeed your baby or bottle feed your baby every so often, little amounts or on demand as much as you can. But if your baby coughs so much to the point where they vomit, then little feedings more often, but not big feedings, because when they cough, all the milk will come out. Okay, now my light came back on randomly. But yeah, so that's one thing. Also, giving them baths or going into the bathroom and just turning on the bath water, hot water, to humidify the air, and you place 1 or 2 drops of eucalyptus oil into the bathtub. And as you pour down and run down the hot water, the vapor in the air will humidify the lungs, the sinuses, and help to move that mucus around so that mucus comes out. So that is very, very helpful as well. I found that having a syringe like this, like a little plastic syringe, and you fill it up with a little bit of the sambucus elderberry syrup, which is elderberry, and there's a little bit of agave syrup, I think, to sweeten it. And so it's safe for babies. It's loaded with vitamin C, which really helps to fight off colds. Even whooping cough is it's helpful for that as well, because with whooping cough you really need a lot of vitamin C. So that will help to get rid of it faster and heal your baby. It has a lot of antioxidants as well. So you can put a little bit of water in it, mixed with the like purified water or tap water, but make sure that it's clean and it's good. And you put just a tiny little bit of the elderberry syrup inside the water, and you fill it up to about, all the numbers ran out, but it's about maybe, like, if you look at it, maybe about this much, and you just put it gently in the baby's mouth, especially if they have a hard time breathing, if there's a lot of mucus, if it's thick and they're not taking the breast or the bottle, then you can do that, and that will thin out the mucus and they'll get their vitamin C as well. You will do that maybe about 3 times a day. And another thing that is helpful is also an onion syrup, okay? So you can do the onion syrup maybe with you cut up some onions and you add agave syrup inside it, and it's going to create a juice from the onion, and the onion will help ease the cough. And they might cough a little bit more at first, and that's because all that bad stuff is coming out, but then eventually it's going to subside and they're going to actually be soothed. Some people use honey for their kids. It's not recommended for babies under 1 year old. That is your judgment. So yeah, the Bible talks about honey being good, but apparently you're not allowed to use honey for kids under 1 year old because there's a rare disease that you can catch. So just use your judgment on that. And yeah, but normally honey is a natural cough remedy as well, okay? So the same thing with the onion syrup. You just use maybe just about this much, and you can try it yourself before to see if it tastes good, and you can put that in the baby's mouth, okay? So those are some natural remedies. What else? So the nasal cleaning, okay? The nasal cleaning is really important. So if your baby is really congested, you can do this up to 6 times a day. And in between the nasal rinse, you can just like suck out the extra just using one of these like little blue bulb things, and you go, and there's a little filter inside, and it'll suck up all that mucus, okay? So you'll take some salt water that you can make at home, and it lasts about a week in the fridge. You can put in the microwave for about 10 seconds just to warm it up so it's not too cold for baby's nose. You place the baby on the side, on each side like this, and making sure that their nose is facing down or sideways. And you open up the mouth, but opening up the mouth, I heard, is not necessary. That's from a medical professional. Apparently the water will still come out. But some people say they're worried that they will get choked on it. So if you're worried about that, you can try to open up the mouth as well. okay, by holding the mouth open so the water comes out that way, okay? And then after that, you'll put about 2 milliliters of the nasal saline rinse, and you'll press out one nose, and it's going to come out the other side, and then you suck out the extra liquid with this, and then you repeat on the second side. So usually if they're very congested, you'll see all that green mucus just coming out, okay? So you do that for up to 6 times a day, and yeah, you can see on your medical website the recommendation of how to make your own salt water. Just make sure you're looking how to do the recipe correctly. So some of them, they have a little bit of baking soda in it, and I think like 2 teaspoons of salt and about 4 liters of water. So just don't take my word for it. I have to check on that again, but usually it's about that. I think it's about 2 tablespoons of salt with like 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 4 liters of water. But check your medical website first, okay, before you make that recipe, so you have the quantities right, and so it's not too salty or not salty enough for the baby. All right, so these are things that have helped my child. So humidifying the air, if you do have a humidifier, making sure that you clean it out weekly, that way you're not spreading more germs and bacteria. And also applying oil on the baby. The olive oil and oil in of itself without the essential oils are also very therapeutic for the baby and have their own properties. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So there's the onion poultice, which is helpful. There's the garlic salve. There is the elderberry syrup that I've covered. Hydrating your baby with your milk. Most importantly, your maternal milk is the best milk. I cannot stress enough. And also with a tiny little bit of syrup, I said, with a little bit of water and the onion syrup. And the warm bath for the baby. Or if you don't want to give your baby like another bath and you just want them to have that humidified air, then just going into the bathroom, closing the door, and holding your baby in your arms as you pour the bath, and you're just sitting back, and for about 15 minutes you let the baby breathe in that air, so it just like moistens the nasal passage, okay? So the other thing, last but not least, is covering your baby in prayers, okay? So there's the Psalm 91, and it's praying that no destruction, no accidents, no illness, no disease no plagues will overtake your family, asking God to overshadow your family, to rest under his wings, and to find scriptures that are healing scriptures. So speaking to the sickness and commanding it and ordering it out in Jesus' name, even if you don't see it come out, just believing by faith that it is coming out, because sickness is not from God, it's from the devil. So not accepting it in your children, not accepting it in your home, anointing your baby with health, with oil, and declaring good health, and that God is the doctor and he's healing your baby, and by the stripes of Jesus that your baby is healed. So these are the scriptures that I pray. You can also go on YouTube and find 101 healing scriptures that Keneth Copeland has, and he goes through 101 healing scriptures, and you can find the ones that suit you, that you want to declare, and you declare that out loud, and you command all sickness to leave, okay? So along with the natural remedies, there's also the supernatural. We have a supernatural God. So just believing and receiving that for your baby, and giving your baby lots of TLC, tender love and care, holding your baby, and making sure that you're close to your baby when they are feeling this way. If they're coughing, if they're congested, then holding your baby in a way like on your lap, and like kind of like this, holding the face, and just gently tapping to make sure that you know, they can you can help them to facilitate that cough. Okay, so if you think I've left anything out, if you have any tricks of your own that you've tried, or tricks, I mean like home remedies, and you've tried it and it's been helpful, then please write it in the comments section below, because I'd love to know. I'm always learning, and these are the ones that have helped me. If you've read any of these books of Rachel Weaver and they've helped you, then let me know as well. And if you have tried these and they have helped you and blessed you, also let me know. If you think this video will help someone else, then please share it. You can press the like button so this video goes into the YouTube algorithm and more people can watch it, and it will bless more people. So thank you so much for taking the time to watching it. God bless you. Take care. Until next time. Bye.